Mr. Ang Wee Neng.
Sir.
Mr. Speaker, may I have your permission to take questions 15 and 16 together?
Yes, please.
In 2018, about 5,400 local PMETs were retrenched, the lowest level since 2014. This took place against a backdrop of local PMET employment growth of about 34,000. The resident long-term unemployment rate for PMETs, an indicator of structural unemployment, remained low at 0.8%. At present, there are also about 31,500 vacancies for PMETs, and maybe I should add also that 31,500 is a higher level than in the past few years. To ensure retrenched workers receive timely employment support, companies are required to notify the Task Force for Responsible Retrenchment and Employment Facilitation, led by Workforce Singapore, of the retrenchments. Based on the 2017 survey on retrenchment benefits, around 90% of retrenching establishments paid retrenchment benefits to their workers, slightly higher than in 2016. Among them, more than 70% paid retrenchment benefits of at least 2 weeks of salary per year of service, as recommended in the Tripartite Advisory on Managing Access, Manpower and Responsible Retrenchment. This was up from around 60% in 2016. Nearly two-thirds of PMET retrenchments in 2018 were in sectors undergoing restructuring, namely wholesale trade, financial and insurance services, information and communications and professional services sectors. About 7 in 10 of retrenched workers who accepted assistance by the task force found new jobs within 6 months. To help PMETs access job opportunities, the Adapt and Grow initiative has a range of programs that address gaps in skills or wage expectations. About 17,000 PMETs were placed last year, nearly double that in 2016. PMET placements made up 56% of all Adapt and Grow placements, similar to the share of PMETs in the workforce. About 5,000 of them participated in professional conversion programs. Nonetheless, there are PMET segments we are monitoring closely, such as mature PMET job seekers, as well as those who are long-term unemployed. Such groups receive more training or wage support under the Adapt and Grow programs. As announced at budget this year, we will extend the career support program for 2 years to continue providing salary support to employers who hire long-term unemployed or retrenched mature PMETs. Workforce Singapore is also increasing capacity for professional conversion programs to help reskill job seekers for new jobs, and working upstream with economic agencies and companies to retrain workers at risk of retrenchment to take up new jobs within the company.
Mr. Ang Wee Neng.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Minister, for the comprehensive reply. I have a few supplementary questions. Could Minister elaborate which age group among the PMET who have been retrenched for the past few years are the most affected? And at the same time, which age group have benefited most with the growth of this PMT vacancy in last year? And do we know the utilization rate of the skill future credit among those retrenched, especially among PMETs, and whether there's any plan for MOM to top up the skill future credit?
Mr. Speaker, I respectfully request the member to file a parliamentary questions for those. I don't have all the data on hand, but I have qualitatively explained that the sectors involved are those that are undergoing restructuring to the largest extent. Thank you.
Members are reminded that for supplementary questions, please try to keep to the context of the original PQ. Segan Tiempo.
Questions. Just want to know for those employers who retrench for this group, how many of them are MMC or foreign investor company?
Mr. Speaker, we do not track the retrenchment numbers according to whether the employer was a multinational or a local company. But I understand where your question is coming from. We do have a sense as to the size of the company. So if we use the size of the company as a proxy and say, for example, those that employ more than 200 employees, take them as a proxy for the multinationals, although that is not quite the case. The employers with more than 200 employees, typically in a year, they would be responsible for maybe about 66%, two-thirds of all PMET employment. But this group, their share of the retrenched workers is about, retrenched PMETs, I apologize, retrenched PMETs is less, about 56%.